It's like JetPacks. Hey bunnies, welcome to Eliza. This is chapter 2, episode 3. The last episode was episode 0 because we just played solitaire. And we're about to talk to Holiday Durant. Yeah, hopefully this is our last interview for the chapter, because the interviews are great, but like we want to do some learning about our character more than other people who are new.
You found the place okay?
So going through the generic stuff.
The 13 goes right up from Belltown. It's $1 with a reduced fare permit.
That's good. I'm glad.
She seems happy.
So what brings you here today?
Oh, nothing in particular. I wanted to see what all this fuss was about.
So she's just
I'm
checking
not
out.
No, not even mentally disturbed. You see those people yelling on the street late at night? They're the ones who need counseling. They need more than counseling, probably. Me, I'm doing fine. My mind's still sharp. I smoke dope. It helps. I'd have it more often, but it's all expensive.
I have never heard
Everything's
music like
expensive
this.
now. There's a nice young couple in my building, though, and they're always sharing, which is nice of them. I think they do something with computers, though I sure don't know what it is. When I moved into the building where I am now, it was $300 a month. Can you imagine? They want to tear it down, of course, the property developers. They already got the building on the corner next to ours, even though it's supposed to be on the historical register.
It's fucking jam.
It's going to be added, but there was some delay or something, and then bam, it's gone. They did some kind of backroom deal with city council, probably. Someone ought to do a big expose, I tell you.
So what am I doing here?
Why do you think someone ought to do a big expose?
Oh, it's rotten all the way up and down. With the new construction going on everywhere, it's just a
It's
mess
weird that we're,
of
like,
money and politics.
Bothering to talk to her,
It's
I
always
guess.
like that, but lately, it's happening faster and faster. I can hardly recognize the place anymore.
I guess they're paying for the
Every
therapy,
day,
so if they're
I
not...
wake up and look out the window and there's another new building going up. I don't even know why they need so many. You ever see those buses they have? I don't mean the metro. I mean those big white buses with no markings on them. You see these young guys with backpacks milling around looking suspicious, staring at their phones, and then one of these big white buses pulls up and they get on. Who knows where they go? Bellevue, Redmond. It's like a secret transport system just for them.
That's
I
creepy.
tried talking to one of them once or twice, but they don't want to talk to someone like me. They don't even talk to each other. Imagine going through the trouble of living in Belltown and then ignoring everything around you. It's an odd thing. It really is. Let me ask you, Eliza. Oh, your name is Eliza, right?
Yes.
Yes, my name is Eliza. I'm a digital counselor.
Eliza, do you ever do past life regressions on your patients?
Past? Oh, so she thinks that people have multiple lives.
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't understand the question.
You know, past lives. You hypnotize someone, and you get them talking about how they used to be a duchess in a royal family in medieval times, or what have you.
Therapist, not hypnotherapist, my guy.
I'm sorry.
Eliza's
I'm afraid I
so
don't understand.
confused.
I was just kidding. I don't expect that, no. They don't do that kind of thing these days.
These days? They did it
When
before?
I was little, it was pretty common, at least for a certain set. There was the drug culture, the Buddhists, the Hare Krishnas, all kinds of things. My mother warned me to stay away from those types.
Those
She
types?
said someone might come up to you and say, "Oh, I can sense there's a problem with your aura. Want to see if we can fix that?" And then the next thing you know, he's trying to have sex with you in the back of his van.
Yep, that's how it
Maybe
happens.
that might have happened to her at some point. I'm not sure everyone was like that, but you had to be careful. Same as today, I suppose.
You're right. Being careful is important.
Those counterculture types would hang out on the university lawns because they were safe from Seattle police there. That's what she told me.
No one's safe from the police at a random place. Police can enter universities whenever they want.
Apparently, it was a lot like Golden Gate Park, you know? Can you imagine that? We're a world away from that time. That's for sure.
If you have a
The
specific
challenge
problem
is
you'd
to
like
give
talk
me a
about,
problem.
Please, it's okay to tell me what's on your mind.
Oh, well, you got anything for pain? Specifically, it's
He
my
doesn't
shoulders
understand how
acting up
therapy
again.
works.
I had some information with them a few months ago. I'd go back to the clinic, but I don't want to pay the copay again, just for them to tell me the same thing they always do. I'd rather talk to you. You're nice. You listen.
Yeah, but she's not a doctor. She's a digital patient. Is she?
Thank you. I do my best to listen to my
Am
clients.
I gonna give her the drugs because it's a robot and the robot is gonna be like,
See?
that's what you need,
I
I'll
like
give it to
hear.
you. Because that seems to be how it's worked. They've been like, I need something, and the patient is just, the robot's just been like, okay, they're saying they need this thing, I will give it to them because I'm a doctor and I can prescribe things.
Okay, Holiday.
Fortipran
I recommend
hydrochloride.
asking your doctor or psychiatrist about Fortipran hydrochloride. Based on my analysis, this medication might help you feel better. You will get a reminder to check in with us in a few weeks.
Oh, I don't think I've heard of that one before. It's a painkiller? I'll try anything once, I suppose. Smoking dope is still my go-to for this kind of thing, but if it can help with my shoulders, then I'm interested.
We hope to see you back soon, Holiday.
Sure, I'll let you know if it works. What was it called again?
Thank you for speaking with Eliza. Your person.
What was the medicine called? Forzapram? I think that was it. I can ask about it at the clinic. Decent enough place. One time I had a doctor there who was very rude to me, though. Young man.
Goodbye.
Just fucking leave, please. Leave, please, says the robot.
Right. I suppose you got other people to speak to. It looks like busy. That.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.
So fucking weird. Because, like, the robot didn't understand anything. I don't know. That's fucking weird. No rating given. Interesting. Well, that was an odd one. Some of what she said confused Eliza's algorithm a little bit. Not that it seemed to have mattered much. I think that's it for today. Okay, so we're done with the interviews, finally. That night, I head out to meet up with Soren at the restaurant he picked. It's much fancier than I expected. Plat's Principal? Pla Principal? I didn't count this expense. Maybe he'll offer to pick up the tab, but that could be awkward too. I don't want him to get the wrong idea. I love how these things always get complicated. It's fair.
Would you like to start with some fresh oysters?
I want to say I'm not really an oyster person, but I am definitely an oyster person. I don't know if she is, though. And I might say that if I was watching my money. Shh. Maybe let's just get sure. Sure.
Great. You know the mignonette here is lovely.
He must come here often. What a lifestyle.
Evelyn, I've wanted to ask, what brings you back?
Definitely, I would not enjoy going to restaurants often, even if I had the money to afford going to restaurants often.
Back.
Prefer to buy expensive stuff to cook myself, honestly.
Back to the world, the land of the living. I know you were having a difficult time after what happened.
So what happened?
Sure, I don't know. I guess I thought it was time, finally.
Yes, I understand. Every trauma takes time. What? Time to heal.
Trauma,
if not heal exactly,
God.
At least to move on.
Are we gonna learn that Eliza isn't real and that I've been dreaming it the whole time?
And taking action is a good way to do that. So I salute you. You want to do his memory right, don't you?
Should I learn? I'll learn. Whose?
Damien, of course. Are you sure you're okay? Your reappearance happens to coincide with a critical time for me. As you saw, I've just split with Skanda in a very public way in order to pursue an entrepreneurial path.
Okay.
Presumably, Raynor's found you as well.
Yeah, he said he wants to speak with me.
It's a war for talent out there. People like you are very much in demand. I'm sure he'll try to make you an offer you can't refuse. That's why I want you to promise me you won't work for that asshole.
Asshole? I had no idea you hated Raynor so much. What happened?
What happened? He came in as CEO, that's what happened. So cultured, all the right credentials, Harvard, Goldman Sachs, all that nonsense. A little princeling who was never wanted in his life, never known what it's like to suffer. You don't get even a little upset at that? I do the opposite of what a guy like that wants me to do just to spite him. That's what my instincts say. And my instincts are what led me to where I am now.
So what he's saying is he became a CEO because he had the right credentials and he wanted it, and your instinct is to hate this person because he's getting what he wanted. That's a bit fucked. And we already know that Soren's a bit fucked because he like tried to come on to our friend, the musician, when she was still working at the company, right? So like I kind of want to...
At the edge of this brand new territory. Direct stimulation. Induced dreaming. Can you picture it? Therapeutic reality delivered right through your nervous system. It'll revolutionize the entire field of mental health.
Okay.
Not to mention the applications for productivity,
Training.
Entertainment.
The applications for training, as in putting digital signals directly into someone's brain to train them to do what you want. I'm still very skeptical about this system.
Imagine the kinds of dreams people would have on demand if they could.
That
The
one.
potential for misuse seems kind of high.
Sure, we'll work on those things. The important thing right now is to build momentum.
Feel like, I don't know. So like, let's make sure this thing is to the point where you're gonna have a company forcing you to make it as fast as possible. And then when you're on a crunch, that's when you figure out, oh, how about we figure out how to not make it dangerous for the users, you know? It's like JetPacks. People started designing JetPacks, but no company will pick up JetPacks, like, as an actual project they're working on. Like, no company with a goal for money, because the uses of them are primarily military, from what people can tell. Like, there are uses that aren't. For instance, there's been some talk that they could be useful for, like, firefighters to get, like, above the area. But yeah, it's kind of like, don't start a product without thinking about the issues associated with the product as a first thing. For instance, Soren and her, being computer programmers, would know that in most, if not all courses, your first point of call, your first freaking units that they make you do is ethics, because you don't want a program that'll just put millions of people out of a job instantly. For instance, a program for therapy that takes all the therapists out of work. But they've changed that because you still need therapists, they just have to be proxies, right? However, like, therapists, the job of being a therapist isn't needed anymore in this world. So you would be taking jobs from the therapist and giving it to actors, essentially.
I have first mover advantage here, but only for a small amount of time. Evelyn, I need a chief engineer, and I can't think of anyone better suited than you. You could be at the vanguard of a whole new field, in on the ground floor of this extremely interesting and potentially very lucrative business. Listen, I know that things were not always the best in the past, and some of those things may have been because of me. Believe me, I'm aware of my own failings better than anyone. And if you're concerned about working for me again for that reason, I'll understand. But I hope you're thinking for yourself on this one. I'm sure there are people who are telling you to ignore me, or that I have the wrong idea, or that I'm dangerous. Whatever you choose to believe, I at least want to offer you the chance to get a demo of this technology. It really does work, and it's really something else. Won't you give it a try?
I'll think about it.
Considering it is all I ask.
Soren smiles as if remembering a secret.
So, what are you doing after this?
After dinner?
Yes, tonight is... You remember Nora, right? Did you know she's a DJ now?
Yeah, I did. She's the one who told me about your talk.
Oh, she was there too. I should have said hello.
No, I don't think she attended. She just told me about it.
Well, her show is tonight. If we take a car after dinner, we could get there with plenty of time to settle in. It'd be good to
This
support your
feels
old
like...
friend, don't you think?
Why do you want to go? Is an interesting question.
Why do you want to go?
No need to be frightened. I mean, I know it's a jouissance, which is...
Jouissance.
Which is what?
Oh, you don't know. As a performance space, it has a bit of a theme to it. It's pretty tame, really. They take on the aesthetic, but it's not necessarily the whole point. It's for people who want the image of the thing, the trappings, without getting in too deep with the real culture.
We're talking BDSM?
What are you talking about? What theme?
Oh, I didn't mention? It's sort of, well, there's a little bit of bondage theme there.
Fucking knew it.
You know, BDSM.
How do you know so much
I
about
know
this,
so much
buddy?
about this.
It's one of my research areas, in fact.
Oh, for, like,
The
BDSM
psychology of
dreams?
S&M is fascinating.
That's a, like, actually a fair point, but I feel like he's lying to us. Ugh, okay. What should I do? If I say... I don't know if there is a multiple choice answer to these games. Like, I don't know if this is going to do anything for me other than, like, the next text will be different. But if I go for Nora's sake, I'll be going with Soren, right? If it's not really my scene, there's a chance Soren will go for Nora, right? Alone, which...
I'll go, for Nora's sake.
That's the spirit. It happens to be tonight, so we should seize the moment.
This feels planned.
Don't worry, it isn't a date. Not unless you want it
And
to
he's
be.
hitting on a... I don't want it to be. Soren seems like a creep.
Makes sense. Well,
Makes
who knows
sense.
who I'll run into there.
Soren drains the rest of his
So
drink.
let's go after we wrap up here.
Okay, yeah. Not even playing with this dude. How is it possible that I feel old and Soren is acting like he's in his 20s? I haven't been to a concert at a club after dinner in years. We step inside and a blast of warm air hits me. It's already bustling my activity in here. Did I already read that? I think that'll be it for this episode. I reckon this is going to be the ending of chapter 2, so probably chapter 3 will start next episode. Yeah, it's interesting. The interviews were a bit strange previously. I'm not sure where it's going. It's kind of taking us off the Eliza path and putting us towards Soren's dreamscape thing. So, you know, I'm not sure what's happening with this. Yeah, I guess we'll see what happens. Please leave a comment telling me what you enjoyed about the series, if you're enjoying the game so far, and again, what do you think of all of this AI stuff? You know, do you think I made the right choices in what I said to Soren back there? Because, you know, we all have different opinions. Yeah, that's it. I'll see you in the next one. Bunny out.